Do you wonder, how can I be free from these issues that have destroyed my life? Well, my friend, I have the answer. Bible Way Hibner Memorial Church of God in Christ presents Chain Breakers, this and every Sunday at 9 a.m. here on WHYL.
From the L.B. Smith Ford Lincoln Studios, Oldies 102.9 is WHYL Carlisle.
Welcome to the Real Estate Radio Guys, your weekly source for all things real estate. We're your hosts, real estate broker John Rainville and your mortgage expert Kingsley Harmer discuss everything from mortgage rates to home staging for foreclosures and everything in between that affect the daily real estate market. Real people, real questions, real answers. Today's show is brought to you by www.pagoloan.com, your source for new mortgage loans. NMLS number 1018. EnviroQuest, trusted for home inspections and radon mitigation in Central PA for over 25 years. And brokersrealty.com, the easiest way to search for real estate in your hometown. Now, on to the show.
Good morning, everybody. It's a nice sunny day here in Pennsylvania, and I'm John Rainville from Brokers Realty, one of the hosts of the Real Estate Radio Guys, and my co-host this morning, as usual, is
Kingsley Harmer with PA Go Loan GSF Mortgage. It is sunny. Apparently, we're going to lose that tomorrow night.
Well, yeah, this is like a time machine because today is what 9 o'clock in the morning looks like tomorrow.
Yes, and it's a shame, too. I like waking up and actually seeing sunlight when I'm having my coffee.
I do, but it will be nice to be light a little bit longer. I mean, I sort of get it, but I think we've sort of outgrown it. You know, that's back from the farming days that they used to do this, and I get it. You needed the kids to come and help get the stuff out of the fields. But interesting show today. I mean, we're going to have
Weedman.
Weedman.
We are going to have Weedman on the show this morning, and before you all get too excited. No.
Big Dog was excited. He come back to the band days.
Well, everybody. Weedman? No way. No. We're not talking Colorado Weedman. We're not talking California Weedman. We're talking Carlisle Weedman.
Well, yeah, I know. But, our graphic did say transform your lawn. So I was getting some questions like, are you guys going to really be telling us about how we would change our front lawns into like Weedman? It's like, no. Slow your roll.
Wow. I mean, you want to talk about going from nothing to a huge set. Can you imagine somebody growing that in their front yard? Just, hey, come on over. I'm a friendly neighbor. I don't think we're that far away from it. And, perhaps we'll be doing a show on that in the near future. I mean, that's...
Yeah, because, on that, I guess they're saying the one medical marijuana facility that opened up is going to be running short already. I know we're getting ready for the one here to open up here in Carlisle. I mean, Al and I were just by there this morning. That's getting close. But interesting because, Colorado, as I understand...
Hold on a minute. You say, like, nonchalantly, I happen to be driving by the weed facility that's supposed to be opening up. I mean, are you, like, waiting for that opening day or what?
You drove by it, too.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Where's it at?
It's right on your way in.
Oh, I'm going to have to, like, keep my nose open then. All right.
Well, they do. They have special ventilation. It's funny that you should say.
Really?
Yeah, I guess so. They're going to be like restaurants. You know how like restaurants sometimes like put the smell out in the air to get people, they go, oh, yeah, those steaks smell like...
Burger King, number one for that.
They're going to be doing it with weed, dude.
I just see that as being an issue. Now, are you going to start seeing like the accidents go up in that block? Everybody's like, whoa. Dude, it's green light. Oh, yeah.
So, we're going to be talking with Weedman. We're going to be talking with John Stas. John's going to be talking to us about some outside things, not directly related on a home inspection, because they do look at things like trees and that around your home or property when they're doing one of those inspections. And, with the high winds we've had, hey, my poor folks up there, like Sarah, Smith Katz and the girls from Assisted Chat, they've been dealing with ridiculous snow. Ridiculous.
Yeah, didn't they have like their schools closed down yesterday still?
Oh, my gosh. Like 2 weeks now, like 2 feet to 1 week, another over a foot.
And there's
this week.
still a bunch of people without power, isn't there?
Oh, it's
crazy.
It looks like a bomb went off in some of those areas up there.
And then here, we're supposed to, Armageddon was supposed to happen, and we got, barely any flurries or anything.
But now where I'm really concerned about, dude, is on Monday they're saying we're not supposed to have anything, and this is probably when we'll get WAP. Keep your shovel here.
Well, now hold on a second. It started off, I'm on the radio, listening to the radio in the car, and get yourself prepared for the Saturday night going into Monday. This is the big nor'easter. Meanwhile, my wife's calling me on the phone saying, it's supposed to be like 47 degrees that day. So, I mean, how does that work? You're really going to predict this huge Armageddon storm in a 47-degree day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I call hogwash. Humbug.
Yeah, just crazy weather, I mean, it's really worn me out. And then I guess hopefully we're going to have time later in the show, and we're going to be able to talk a little bit about rates. And we do have the article from Kingsley going up later in the show, because there is, talk about the rates, what's going on with the things with the new job, numbers that came out, and are we going up, or did we hit a ceiling, and are we going sideways now? Kingsley's going to address that a little bit later on in the show. And if we have time a little bit later in the show, I'll talk to you about my firm's new menu of services that if you're looking to sell may make sense for you to at least inquire about. And
well, yeah. I mean, now's the spring season. Now's the time to get your house in the market, make
absolutely.
the phone calls.
Yeah,
get it done now.
Yeah, and our actual phones are ringing again. Where normally it's like internet inquiries, but a lot of people are actually calling now about putting their homes on the market.
Well, and I just a quick analogy. If any of you have cats out there, if their food's empty for, their bowls are empty for any number of hours, the cats aggressively, attack you more and more. Hey, what are you doing? You're 10 minutes late for my food. Well, if you ever go and get the cat food and you go to fill up a bowl, my cats won't even, their heads are in the bowl, so I can't even get the food in the bowl. I mean, that's how aggressive they are in trying to get their food.
Where are we going with this?
It's much like the market, because I've got all these people that are pre-qualified.
Right.
Ready to go. I mean, they're calling me up. Well, what about this property? What about this property? And there's just not a whole lot of inventory. So, I mean, people are really fine combing for these homes. So, once these homes start coming onto the market, you want to talk about a flurry of activity. Especially, I'm saying get it in now before, get them in now while the spring market's going to hit. I just foresee multiple offers. If you have it priced right, you have the right realtor.
You're going to.
This house is going to have multiple offers and sell quickly.
Like the one in Manchester a few weeks ago we mentioned, where they got 23 offers. And we have
23?
23. And even though people knew that there were multiple offers, I know one of our agents has a new listing coming on in Mechanicsburg. And it's not coming on for about 3 weeks, but it's sort of leaked out onto the market that it's coming on the market. It says coming soon.
Leaked out, huh?
Yeah, and we've already had somebody from out of state that has called and sort of indicated that they definitely want the home. And it's just like, you got to be kidding me. You haven't even come seen it, but they've seen enough of the photos.
And there's photos from previously. I mean, you can find photos.
Exactly.
I mean, so if it's leaked out there, that's one way to start to get activity up on a house. But I don't think you're going to need that. I mean,
no, it's crazy right now.
But just for those listening out there, if you're thinking about listing your home, leaking, and we're not going to go ahead and use the correlation there, since we're on the weed subject. But it's just one of those little, things that Brokers Realty, happens to do to maybe get some of that extra interest in your property and get you the most out of your home. So just keep that in the back of your mind as we progress through the show. So we have Tiffany on the line from Weed Man. Now, I don't know whether or not I'd call Tiffany a man. Tiffany, are you there this morning?
I am. Good morning.
So are you the Weed Man, or are you... What is your status with Weed Man?
So I guess you could call me the office manager over here in the Mechanicsburg branch. I would call Matt the manager. I call him the Weed Man. So
So you're the boss of the Weed Man.
No, I'm not the boss. Matt and I are married. So Matt's been with the company for about 10 years. He started as what we call door knockers, our canvassers.
So you are the boss of Weed Man.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Awesome. So how long have you been with Weed Man?
I've been with him for about 4 years.
Awesome. And you said your
in and
husband has been with him for 10?
Yep, 10 years.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about Weed Man. I mean, how long has it been around? What's the company history?
Okay, sure. So there's a guy, Des Rice, in Canada. He started, it was just him in a truck. He was going out doing fertilizations in 1970. It grew and grew and grew. He started, gaining more customers. He eventually started franchising it out. So they basically took over all the territory in Canada that they could. And then in about 1999, they started franchising out into the U.S. We're nationwide. We're all over the country. We are the biggest lawn care maintenance franchise out there as far as fertilizations and weed control go. So we don't do like landscaping, cutting grass and stuff like that.
But you guys are locally owned and operated.
Yes, sir. Yep. So we're located right in Mechanicsburg. Like I said, it's my husband and I that run it over here. And John, he's the owner. He owns a couple of them. He owns one in Westchester, which has a satellite branch in Lancaster. And then he owns one down in Florida as well.
Wow.
So John's the head Weed Man.
He's the head weed man, yep. They actually sought him out. He had a landscaping company, back in the 90s that he eventually sold, and then Weed Man sought him out and asked him to franchise, and, he's just took off with it.
So, Tiffany, explain to our listeners some of the services that you guys provide.
Okay, so our basic program that we offer is 4 fertilizations and 2 weed controls. So where we differ from, the other companies that are out there that do what we do, we offer an organic-based fertilizer, and it's granular, and it's slow release, so it's safe for pets, kids, and the environment out there. We have some customers worried about, they have wells, or they're worried about that when you're getting the chemical and things. So that's how we differ.
So
we do.
Well, let's go back into this organic fertilizer. So what goes into organic fertilizer versus non-organic fertilizer?
So with a non-organic fertilizer, it's like basically anything you can go and buy in the store. It's going to be a chemical. Most fertilizers used out there these days are a liquid, and ours is a granular. So ours is basically a chicken manure base. So instead of getting, all the chemicals on the grass blades, we're feeding the soil with our fertilizer, and we're not spiking it. It's going to feed it over a period of 8 to 10 weeks, and we spike it. Instead of spiking it 4 times a year, we feed it throughout the season.
And when you say spike it,
so when you're getting a chemical, when you're spraying a liquid fertilizer, what you're doing is you're feeding the grass through the blades. So you're basically giving your grass steroids, and you're spiking it for about, maybe a week, but then it's not getting fed until that next treatment. Whereas ours, it breaks down, slow release, and is feeding it over a period of time.
So, in other words, to get the same effect, we would in essence have to have maybe 100 or so chickens running around, the lawn throughout the week.
That could do it for you. I don't know how you feel about chicken poo on your lawn, but,
So, we're talking about dehydrated chicken poo. Is what it comes down to, because everybody's into this organic and healthy lifestyle, right? So everybody's eating dehydrated fruits. Why not feed our lawn dehydrated chicken poo?
Right? Why not? And a lot of people are into the environmentally safe thing now. It's a big thing out there today. Everybody's concerned about what they're putting out there, what they're putting into the soil, because when you're applying anything to your lawn, that's going into the water. That's going into the ground, which is then going into the water system. So we do want to, be proactive and take care of our communities when we are doing anything like that.
And obviously in our direct local market, Carlisle, Mechanicsburg, there are definitely still a lot of homes that are on its own septic and well system. So, I mean, that certainly is a huge factor for a lot of folks to know that they're not throwing all these chemicals into their lawn if they have that option.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, with the dogs and the kids, people don't want to have a lawn treatment and then have to keep their dogs and their kids off the lawn for the entire day. Ours are safe. As soon as we apply it, the kids can be out there playing while we're applying it. The dogs, they eat the grass and things like that. So when you're spraying something on the grass, you don't want them out there chewing on those grass blades.
Dogs eat cat poo right out of the litter box, so I don't see any issue with granulated chicken poo.
Yeah, it's probably appetizing to them, honestly.
So, Tiffany, is it put down as a liquid or is it granular? I missed that.
Well, the organic stuff is granular, and then the non-organic is the liquid that goes down.
I got you.
Now, is there much of a cost difference between the two, Tiffany?
As for, comparing to other companies that use the liquid?
No. When you go from an organic fertilizer to a non-organic fertilizer.
So a non-organic fertilizer is always going to be cheaper, just because it's a chemical. It's cheap for the companies to buy their product. As we don't use a non-organic fertilizer. Our weed control is not organic. It is one of the safest out there, but there's just really not any effective weed control that's organic.
So I guess it's kind of like eating at the dollar store versus eating at an organic grocery store.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. We're not the highest price point out there, but we're certainly not the cheapest. We like to use the analogy, like when you go to a car lot, if you're buying a $1,500 car versus a $6,000 car, you're going to get a $1,500 car. You're not going to have any heat, or your windows aren't going to work, or so-and-so like that.
Okay, awesome. I was actually kind of more going for the difference between organic and non-organic fertilizer, as far as from cheap to the organic grocery store. But we are going to actually go to commercial to pay for some of our bills. Tiffany, please stay on the line. We're going to be right back with you.
All right, thanks.
The Real Estate Radio Guys with John Rainville and Kingsley Harmer. We'll be right back. List for free? The real estate market is hot, and Brokers Realty can list your home for as little as 0%. You choose the plan that suits you best. Choose options up to 3% for premium service that include a 3D virtual tour and a vacation getaway for two. Google brokersrealty.com or text 0 to list to 79564. That's ZEROTOLIST to 79564.
Are you working with a mortgage company that offers pre-approvals or just pre-qualifications? Does your mortgage company reward police, firefighters, military, teachers, and nurses with better rates and fees? How would you like to apply and be updated on the status of your loan right from your phone? Introducing GSF Mortgage Corporation, where technology and relationships make the difference. Visit pagoloan.com to apply or call 717-200-4800 for more information. NMLS number 1018.
Buying or selling a home? For professional home inspection, call EnviroQuest of Harrisburg. Their certified home inspectors will conduct a thorough inspection and provide a detailed report with many pictures. They'll explain the findings. Do you have elevated radon levels in your house? Call EnviroQuest. They have fixed over 10,000 homes over the last 25 years. For a professional home inspection or radon mitigation, call EnviroQuest at 233-6144, 233-6144, or visit EnviroQuest online at evqharrisburg.com. That's evqharrisburg.com.
Back to the show, the Real Estate Radio Guys with John Rainville and Kingsley Harmer.
So we're back with Tiffany from Weed Man.
Weed Man.
This seems to be like one of your favorite topics.
I love it.
So, Tiffany, time of year, I right now it would seem like people should be starting to try to call you now to get on the schedule to actually, I guess, have you guys come out and do a quote and things like that. Is this the time of year when, people that are thinking about this should be reaching out to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're doing now, we're actually out doing production right now. We're laying down our first applications, which is our early spring fertilizer. And what that does is bring the lawns out of dormancy. This is definitely our busiest time for new customers. We have canvassers that go around to neighborhoods, door to door, and they offer free estimates. They leave you a door hanger with all of our information on. And the way that we do our estimates, we use this thing called Find Lot Size. So we just go right online, and it brings up an image like you would see on Google Earth, and it allows us to measure it in square footage.
Really?
You can call right in, give us your address, and we can give you a quote right over the phone.
So you don't have to come out to the lawn?
We do not. We will if the customer has a problem area. We will most certainly do an inspection. Matt does a lot of those himself. He goes out and meets with customers on the lawn. A lot of customers that are calling for our services are aware that there's something wrong. We do treat grub damage, and grubs are the Japanese beetle larvae. They lay their larvae in your lawn, and then what the grubs do is they eat the roots. So it's basically like you would pull a piece of grass up like a toupee from your lawn.
Interesting. Now, hold on a second. I want to go back to this Google Earth thing.
Okay.
Now, because you're a weed man, does that give you special privileges into Google Earth? I mean, how close can you get down into my lawn? I mean, how close do you see the actual yards?
So I can zoom in. I'll be able to see things such as, your pool. If you have a patio, I can see your flower beds. Now, I can't see the grubs in your lawn. I can't get that close.
Well, that's good.
But I can definitely see your tree lines. I can see your neighbors. I can zoom in close enough to outline the house and the flower beds and such things like that.
Now, can you see what kind of weeds I might have growing in my backyard?
Unfortunately, no. That would be a game changer right there, though.
No kidding.
So approximate costs, I'm sure it's done based on square footage or something. So 10,000 square foot area that you're going to do, approximately what does that run per treatment?
Okay, so we go by 1,000 square feet. Our minimum starts at $2,999. So we do some townhouses that are maybe 980 square feet. But the minimum, like I said, $2,999. So we start at $41 an application. For someone with a 10,000 square foot lawn, it would be $73 an application, and that's for all six. We do offer aerations, limes. We offer a flea and tick control, which is a spray we do in June, July, and August. That's buy two, get one free.
What
the
about,
aerations we suggest to do in fall.
Now, do you do anything when you're doing these aerations and spraying? Is there anything in that package that handles mosquito control?
Yeah, so our flea and tick does hit on mosquitoes. We spray it around our lawn every year. We have a 2-year-old, so she's out there playing all the time. And last year I did see a very big difference. We focus on the tree line. If you have a hedgerow back there or, some woods in your backyard. I had a gentleman call in yesterday. He has a fenced-in area where his dog goes, so we're just going to spray the perimeter of that for him when it comes time, things like that. But it definitely helps with mosquitoes and other, spiders and bugs and stuff like that from deterring them away from your home.
And how often do you have to actually spray that to keep it effective?
So we spray it once a month, June, July, and August. We do it 3 times. We'll spray it in the beginning of the month, and it'll be effective for about 30 days.
Wow, okay. That's awesome. So, somebody that's having a lot of barbecues or uses their outdoors a lot, this certainly makes sense. So you just spray the perimeter of the yard, or would you spray the whole yard in general?
We would spray the whole yard.
Okay.
Yep.
And again, I'm just trying to wrap my head around this pricing. So it's how much per 1,000 square feet?
So for 2,900, so between 2,000 and 2,999 square feet, you would be paying $41 an application. So for the Basic 6 program, by the end of the year, you would be paying $246. Now, we do offer a 10% prepay discount, so a $246 application would come down to $221.40 for the year. And then we also offer pay-as-you-go, of course, where we would leave the invoice on your door, and then you'd have 30 days to pay. We offer monthly billing installments. Like I said, we're a local company. We're working with you.
That's actually very reasonable. So It's $240.
Yeah, I was thinking she was $2,900.
Well, that's what I thought she was saying at first. I'm like,
that's
$2,900 for your typical townhome. I'm like, wow, this has got to be some good weed service.
No, not at all. I don't think I'd be talking to you today.
So $246 for the summer for 3 sprays. Now, those sprays are for the tick.
Oh, you're talking about the flea and tick or the whole program?
Well, so this is the whole program is $246 for the summer?
Yep, for the 6. Yep, and then we also offer a free summer inspection with that, which is, like I was, explaining the inspections. We come out in the middle of the season, check the crabgrass, check the dandelions, make sure everything's dying off, and we do offer a 100% guarantee when you sign up for the 6.
All right, let's start over again. You said 6, right? So what's included with this package? We've got 3 sprays, which are the tick, flea tick, and
that's additional.
Oh, that's additional.
Yep,
okay.
That's an additional service.
So we're talking about the fertilizer.
4 fertilizers and 2 weed controls in the basic 6.
Okay, and how often are the weed controls sprayed or done?
So we do your early spring fertilizer, which we're doing now.
Right.
And so there's about 4 to 6 weeks in between each application. So then we do the fertilizer, then we do the broadleaf crabgrass weed control, and then we do another fertilizer, then we come and do your summer inspection, another fertilizer, another weed control, and then a winterizing fertilizer. So we work from about March to November.
And the weed control that you do, does that really take care of weeds for most of the summer?
It does. And like I said, we do have a 100% guarantee. So if we come out and spray, we give it about 10 days to work all the way through. Now, if you're seeing, half of your dandelions are wilting and dying off, but the other half, you just call us, we come out and we retreat for free. And
the flea and tick, how much is that? What does that run for the summer?
So for a 2,999 square foot lawn, that would be $66 for flea and tick. And we generally suggest you get all 3, so you buy 2, and then the third one is on us.
So it's $66 per application, so it would be $132.
Yep.
For the summer, for the whole summer. Because you're doing 3 applications, the third one's free.
They start coming out when it gets real hot. We started off in June and then we ended in August just because that's the main season for. And we do offer a May one, but we don't suggest it just because you're not really getting those mosquitoes and those bugs out there at that time. It's still warming up. It's not real muggy and humid out yet, so. Yeah,
well, the first day that it was 73, last month? I mean, we got mosquitoes already.
I know, I saw that.
Yeah, on one day, they all woke up and said, hey, let's go bite some people before we die again.
They were hungry.
So, Tiffany, then you said you also do that lawn aeration?
Yes.
How does that, first of all, what is lawn aeration for our listeners?
Okay, so aeration is we take this giant machine and we go through your lawn and we pull up plugs. So what that does is that loosens the soil, because when we have these hot summers here, our soil gets dry. It gets almost clay-like. And then when we do the aeration, that's able to open it up. We're able to get some nutrients deep down into the soil. And we suggest fall because if we were to do it in spring, we would open it up and then it would just get all hard again. And it would basically just close up. We do offer them in spring and fall, but fall is the best time because you're basically setting your lawn up for a nice winterizer, a nice hibernation over the dormancy.
And I've heard
period.
that fall is the most important time for your lawn if you're going to, because you do like a fertilizer before the fall, right?
Yes, sir.
And then obviously the aeration goes into this where they're pulling the plugs, and that kind of sets up your lawn for the springtime to be, from my understanding, at least I've heard, as healthy as it possibly can be.
Yep, so what it basically does is it overcomes compacted soil. So that's our main purpose. By relieving the soil compaction, stumbled on that word, the water is increased the water penetration is increased, and therefore, the roots of your grass, that is the main thing, treating the soil and getting the nutrients into the roots. So when we open up your lawn, that allows it to get down deep in there. And then our winterizer fertilizer, that puts it into basically like, when you think of a bear eating stuffing themselves before hibernation. That's what we're doing with that winterizer and that aeration.
Interesting. Learn something new every day. So for your basic package, $246, unless you pay it all up front, then you get a 10% discount. Mm-hmm. And $132 for the bugs. You could have, your lawn for the most part, healthy and bug free for a whole summer for $360 plus a 10% discount on the fertilizer. Now, that's actually cheap.
When you do that flea and tick, is that done like when you're doing like one of your other applications, or is that a separate application?
So depending on the month, do we do that double app? No, it would be a separate application. Sorry, my technician just walked in, so I figured I'd ask him.
Okay,
Junior Weed Man.
Is that Junior Weed Man or the Weed Man?
That's not the Weed Man. Junior Weed Man, working his way up. He's been with us since November of last year.
Very nice.
Apprentice Weed Man.
Apprentice Weed Man, yes. Intern Weed Man. Very nice.
Yeah, he's doing it all for us. He's definitely our right-hand man in here.
You got to have that right-hand Weed Man.
Our number 2.
I'm on a roll. So, okay. Now, we've talked about weeds, we've talked about bugs, and we've talked about aeration. And, of course, feeding the lawn. What do you do? Do you do anything when it comes to the actual growth of grass? What if you've come out to a place and, you've got these patchy, splotchy areas where you don't necessarily have grass growing? One area you've got, Ethiopian grass growing, and in another area you got bluegrass growing. Does the fertilizer take care of that, or do you guys handle maybe planting any sort of grass seeds at all?
So we do offer overseeding with our aerations. We won't we won't take care of bare spots. So if you have a bare spot out there and it's pretty decent size, we don't offer reseeding or regrowth. But we definitely offer overseeding, which will thicken up your lawn. So if you have thin grass throughout your lawn and you just want a thicker turf, overseeding and aeration is definitely going to be. And just to note, aeration is always going to be double what your price is. So for the $41 an application, the aeration is $82.
Okay.
So yes, so.
You make it sound like you just lost me as a customer now. That's just crazy pricing right there.
Not for what you're getting, though. If you have ever seen an aerator,
come on, you got to hear the sarcasm in my voice.
For guys out there, it's just a pain. You're paying for the labor, you're paying for the effects. A lot of people, we don't recommend an aeration to everyone. A lot of people will call us and let us know that they do want it. And like I said, our guys, when we do the summer inspection, if we really think that it's necessary, we'll recommend it. But it's not part of our basic program, and that's the reason.
Kingsley, so you can just get rid of those old golf shoes that I've seen you start stomping around.
Hey, trying to save myself $42. All right. And it sounds to me like if you're filling it in, hopefully those bald spots would kind of maybe grow, especially with the fertilizer, aeration, the whole 9 yards. It's all about bringing your lawn healthy. So my next question to you then is, do you handle anything with regards to the maintenance of the lawns?
As far as like lawn cutting and things like that?
Yeah, trimming, weeding, that sort of thing.
No, we do not. So we feel as a company as a whole, just focus on the maintenance program, and that way we can do our best job at that. We do work with local landscapers who use our services for their customers, and then they have an account with us, so we do work with them, and then we'll recommend them if someone. We don't get it a lot, but sometimes people will call in and ask us, because if you Google landscaping, Weed Man will pop up. So we do recommend we refer our local guys that do have accounts with us to them.
So you make sure everything's growing right, and someone else comes out and chops down all of your progress. I got it. And I think, John, you actually, from one of our shows, you have kind of one of the perfect lawn people in the area. Isn't there like a competition going on in your development with, the zigzag patterns and all the rest of that?
Yeah. My neighbor's got the house beautiful, so I'm going to be calling them this week now so that I can get my grass up to his speed.
Well, and you're going to be better because you're going to have all this wonderful nutrients on your lawn and no weeds.
Well, some of my neighbors might get a little bit upset when they see Weed Man coming to my house.
Well, yeah, we're going to leave that one alone. Nice. Okay, so we've got the fertilizer, we've got the aeration, we've taken care of the bugs and ticks. I think that's a great program.
Yeah, I mean,
so affordable.
Our customers are definitely happy with this. Our services generally, we tell customers it will increase. A good lawn will increase your property value by about 15%. Is what our research has shown us. We do offer things like we have a lot of customers that are like, I'm moving, I'm about to put my house on the market. So we offer things like curbside appearance, where we'll just do the front and sides for you, which will cut down your cost, per square footage. Of course, a lot of customers like that aspect of it. And everything's modifiable. We do highly suggest and recommend the basic 6, but there's no contracts. There's nothing set in stone with us. You can change it around. You can a la carte as you'd like, what you think you need.
So, flexible weed. I love it.
Yeah.
So,
A la carte.
So, as a real estate radio show, we've got a lot of people that are looking to get their home on the market in the coming months.
Absolutely.
How much, or shall I say, if we had you come out today, how long do you think it would be till we can, get our lawn looking like a manicured, beautiful, ready to put the house on the market type lawn? Does it take a few months? I mean, how long would you say that the fertilizer and weed control and whatnot would kick in?
Well, that would just depend on, what your lawn looks like. Like my mom's lawn, unfortunately, is more weeds than it is grass. It's more clover. She's got the violets out there. So hers, we've been working on for about a year. Definitely some improvement. But if you've got, your basic lawn, you've got a couple clovers in there, by the end of the season, your yard should be looking great. After that first weed control, and especially if you get, those reapplications, if they're not dying, over the 10-week period after that first fertilization, you should see your lawn starting to thicken up and definitely green up too.
Awesome. So, in other words, people, give Weed Man a call now. Get your lawn looking great, especially if it's going to raise, the value of your home. Plus, in today's market with the limited inventory, take advantage of this offer. It's very, very affordable. I think it's a great price. Are there any special offers out there right now for the springtime?
Yeah, so if you call in and if you mention the radio show, we are offering a promotion right now, $24.95 for your first application, and that's 10,000 square feet and under. 11,000 square feet and over, $45 the first application.
Seriously?
So that could save you anywhere from $20 to $33.
$25? Well, yeah. I mean,
I think you picked up at least 3 customers just here in the studio.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's not including the thousands listening. So, yeah, I'd say, what's the best number to call you on and have your phones manned?
So you can reach me at 717-766-6400. And 90% of the time you call in, it's going to be me. I answer the phones.
Very nice. So you do it all over there. Not only are you the boss, but, the receptionist. You handle, obviously, all of the social media.
Yep.
Right? So
Matt's very good about that. He enjoys doing that. He does the Instagram and the Facebook. That's his forte.
All right, well, then we'll call you the PR woman.
Yeah, I'll take it.
PR weed woman. So are you online?
We are. So we're at weedmanusa.com. You can get, all this information there. It breaks down, very colorful website, very easy to navigate. We are on Facebook. It's Weedman USA, Carlisle, PA. We are in Mechanicsburg, but we're the Carlisle branch.
Awesome. So we'll put that up on our site here for the all of our listeners. I have a link coming up for their Facebook page and a link right to the Carlisle page, because I know we've been saying Mechanicsburg. So, folks, you are getting the right Weed Man. Weed Man just shows as Carlisle, but it's Mechanicsburg.
Yep, and we service all of Central PA. We go, down to York. We go over to Harrisburg, Boiling Springs, New Cumberland, Lemoyne, all the way out there.
Fabulous. Well, I was actually kind of educated today.
Me too.
I was educated by Weedman. Tiffany, thank you for coming on. Our listeners, I'm sure, definitely got a lot to look out for over the summer, and you've got some great, really affordable deals. So people give Tiffany a call. Thanks for coming on, Tiffany. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
We're going to go ahead to commercial break, and right afterwards, I think we have our local neighborhood home inspector on.
Mr. Stas from EnviroQuest.
All right.
The Real Estate Radio Guys with John Rainville and Kingsley Harmer. We'll be right back. List for free? The real estate market is hot, and Brokers Realty can list your home for as little as 0%. You choose the plan that suits you best. Choose options up to 3% for premium service that include a 3D virtual tour and a vacation getaway for two. Google brokersrealty.com or text 0 to list to 79564. That's ZEROTOLIST to 79564. List for free? The real estate market is hot, and Brokers Realty can list your home for as little as 0%. You choose the plan that suits you best. Choose options up to 3% for premium service that include a 3D virtual tour and a vacation getaway for two. Google brokersrealty.com or text 0 to list to 79564. That's ZEROTOLIST to 79564.
Everyone wants to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. If only they knew the best way to do it. Hi, I'm John Rainville.
And I'm Kingsley Harmer.
And we're the Real Estate Radio Guys. We bring over 40 years' experience to talk about all things real estate.
Weekly, we'll discuss the latest trends, hot topics, along with tips and techniques that could save you thousands and eliminate headaches.
So tune in to the Real Estate Radio Guys, Saturdays at 8 a.m. here on WHYL 102.9. Real topics, real answers for real people.
Are you working with a mortgage company that offers pre-approvals or just pre-qualifications? Does your mortgage company reward police, firefighters, military, teachers, and nurses with better rates and fees? How would you like to apply and be updated on the status of your loan right from your phone? Introducing GSF Mortgage Corporation, where technology and relationships make the difference. Visit pagoloan.com to apply or call 717-200-4800 for more information. NMLS number 1018.
Everyone wants to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. If only they knew the best way to do it. Hi, I'm John Rainville.
And I'm Kingsley Harmer.
And we're the Real Estate Radio Guys. We bring over 40 years' experience to talk about all things real estate.
Weekly, we'll discuss the latest trends, hot topics, along with tips and techniques that could save you thousands and eliminate headaches.
So tune in to the Real Estate Radio Guys, Saturdays at 8 a.m. here on WHYL 102.9. Real topics, real answers for real people.
Buying or selling a home? For professional home inspection, call EnviroQuest of Harrisburg. Their certified home inspectors will conduct a thorough inspection and provide a detailed report with many pictures. They'll explain the findings. Do you have elevated radon levels in your house? Call EnviroQuest. They have fixed over 10,000 homes over the last 25 years. For a professional home inspection or radon mitigation, call EnviroQuest at 233-6144, 233-6144, or visit EnviroQuest online at evqharrisburg.com. That's evqharrisburg.com.
Buying a home? Your good credit could equal zero down. Schedule for a free consultation today at kingsley.today and get started on the path to home ownership. NMLS number 1018. Back to the show, the Real Estate Radio Guys with John Rainville and Kingsley Harmer.
Wow. So, yeah, I learned a lot. I'm definitely going to call Tiffany on Monday.
Hey, everybody needs a good weed man on speed dial.
Well, yeah, because, I want to get my neighbor to go crazy. Because I already got the guy cutting the diamonds in my lawn.
Oh, you are doing the diamonds?
Oh, yeah. He just reached out to me the other day to know if I was going to do them again this year. It's
so you can have Tiffany come out and do the bluegrass, and you could have, like, the most beautiful front lawn in the whole neighborhood.
Absolutely.
Oh, everybody'd go nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, dude.
Nice.
So we're getting ready to talk with John Stas from EnviroQuest. And good morning, John. How are you doing?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Fantastic. Nice day out there.
Going to get the big Kubota with the snowplow in the front, too?
Nice.
cut your lawn.
Why not?
Kingsley needs one of those. We forgot to ask her if that's like flames, going to be safe for when they're spraying around your volcano.
Yeah, I wonder if my whole lawn's going to go up.
Yeah, with that volcano, that might be.
Yeah. Well, that picture you showed me on Facebook with the volcano in the house.
Yeah,
I think that was a little too much.
So, John, what are we talking about today? We're talking about trees and things like that outside.
Yeah, how trees can impact your home and perspective from a home inspector. Doing the home inspections, we get a lot of times where people say things like, "Oh, I love the trees," but they're not quite fully cognizant of the amount of damage they can do to your home. So some of the things that we find actually in our home inspection report, there's a really graphic, the inspection system, when you check a certain condition, it pulls up diagrams. So it has a picture of this huge tree right next to the house, and the roots are actually growing through the basement wall. And it's kind of funny one time, well, not real funny for the home that it affected, but I was in the basement inspecting the foundation, and there's a huge tree on the outside. And the tree roots are actually growing right through the foundation. It looked just like the picture that it puts in our report. So it was kind of interesting that it looked almost exactly like the picture that the illustration that's inserted in the inspection. So, not all trees are created equal. A lot of times, you go up into a mountainous region and you see pine trees. The roots of a pine tree are real tenacious, and they're made for, breaking apart rock and things that are found in a mountainous region. So, different types of trees will root structures grow differently, and it's important to kind of be aware of that, both in the planning process, or if you have a large tree, to look at, how close is it to my house, to kind of determine what sort of impact it's going to have on the structure, and as well as the built part, the siding, the roofing systems.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up. I had an apartment down in New York. And in New York, obviously in the city, those homes have been around since, 1900. And I think some of those trees have been there, too. And one of the garages I had, I think, was up about 2 feet. Like slabs of it were pushed up to the point where it was up 2 feet on one end and cracked right down the center in like 3 different areas just from the roots.
Wow.
Yeah, so, it could literally take the foundation, out from underneath your house, I suppose, if it's growing right.
For sure, yeah, and a lot of things. You mentioned pushing up concrete. We find a lot of times tree roots will push up asphalt driveways, slab concrete sidewalks, where it creates a trip hazard, ruins the sidewalk where it needs to be replaced.
Now, what about what about the top half of the trees? I know in my neighborhood there's been a few trees where the thing has just grown top wise, just immense, to the point where the branches were, hitting the roof, hitting the gutters. What kind of damage can we get from a tree from that aspect?
We see a lot of roof damage. You get a little bit of wind, and those branches, if they're too close to the roof, they'll scratch the surfacing off the shingles. We see a lot of moss, lack of light. The tree blocks the light, so the sun doesn't get to bake off that moss or algae, and it can grow and start to ruin the shingles. Like you said, the siding damage, branches too close to the home. The other thing that we look at with any type of vegetation, whether it be a shrub or a tree, especially with things like, let's say, vinyl siding, you don't want the vegetation to touch the built part of the home, because after a storm, you want that to dry out. So if you have leaves that are against the siding, then the sun and the wind can't dry the exterior cladding back out, and that can cause damage and mold and things like that.
John, if like part of your house is in that shade and you are getting that, mossy stuff growing on the side, and you clean that off, because of the tree coverage, maybe that side of the house, that just keeps coming back. Is there anything else, the homeowner should do?
Yeah, we call that the dark side of the home, like usually the north side.
The dark side.
Yeah, dark side. So a lot of times you see the algae or the mold or whatever growing on that side that gets the least amount of sun. And, the products you can buy, home products, you put in a pump sprayer, spray it on there. They actually have some cool products now that you spray on and you don't actually have to wash it off. Vinyl siding, whatever, you spray it on, you just let it go, and then next time it rains, it'll wash the product off and clean your siding.
Do they have stuff you can spray on that'll kind of keep it from growing?
Well, I think I think the stuff does retard the growth as well. But you spray that stuff on, and then it's like a maintenance type of issue. You do it every so often, and then the rainwater, next time it rains, it washes the material off and takes the algae or mildew with it.
Interesting. I wonder if there's a market, or if there is anything to this effect. You know how you have those decorative lights that you can put around a home, to lighten up sides of the house and whatnot. I wonder if they have like any sort of kind of ultraviolet lights that you can put as a decorative light on the side of the house and routinely kill off the mold and mildew that you got growing on the side of the house.
That'd be pretty cool. And you have to get your kids special glasses so they don't stare into them, right? So they don't ruin their eyes.
There's a lawsuit. What are you suing for? Well, my kid was staring at your light.
We got a warning label on them. Kids, don't stare at the light.
So, John, in a typical, property inspection, then, if you or your inspectors see something, that you think they need to get taken care of, or have a tree guy come in and look at, is that something that you note on the report?
Sure, yeah. We do an exterior inspection, and we look for, like I mentioned, the vegetation touching the exterior cladding. We look for tree branches that might be, need to be trimmed back a safe distance. We mention if there's, oversized trees too close to the foundation. So we do document those in a typical home inspection.
Wow.
So John would probably agree with this, right? The overgrown shrubs, like if you're selling your house, to take out those overgrown shrubs, a lot of times people say, oh, it's been here for years and years, but when you actually rip those out and put smaller shrubs in, it makes the house look bigger for marketability, right, John?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's all that curb appeal right now. And then that curb appeal, for when we take the professional photographs, that's, it's got to look good, and it can't look photoshopped. I mean, I know I was just chatting with some photographers the other day, and they're telling me that it's okay to Photoshop the sky, but Photoshopping anything else is sort of out of it now.
Well, that's kind of a gray area.
Well,
Facebook would frown on that, right?
Yeah.
What about if there's those wonderful realtor photos where they go into the bathroom and they take the photo and they're sitting in the mirror?
Selfie?
Can you Photoshop the realtor out of the photo?
Yeah. Well, on a good system, you probably can.
Nice.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, those are funny, aren't they? Those photo mishap sites where it shows a bunch of photos, realtor photos that were, sort of messed up. Those are funny.
I've actually seen the site where they've got photo mishaps, and if you look at them, you're thinking one thing, kind of tells you where your mind goes, but it's actually really another thing. And it has nothing to do with realtors. But we'll leave that site off of the radio for now. So, can you go out and inspect a home, and tell whether or not you may have some issues coming up? I mean, because tree root systems can affect anything from the water supply, septic systems, pretty much anything. I mean, is that stuff you look out for regardless of what kind of system you have?
Sure. And interesting regarding that, a lot of times there's parts of the home that we can't see during the inspection, such as the connection of the sewer line to the street. That's buried. But one of the things we look at are, is there a Roto-Rooter sticker on the sewer clean out? And that's a good indication Roto-Rooter's been there. We look at the house next door. Do they have fresh sidewalks? Maybe the house next door just had their sewer lateral placed. Maybe yours is coming up too. So, and of course, John knows, you can get those cameras, to be sure, if there's been some history there, or if the sewer lateral is real old, possibly tree roots growing into it, you can get it cameras.
See that? They call him a home inspector for a reason. Right. These are little signs that you and I would not look for.
No. I never heard about that Roto-Rooter sticker.
No.
Yeah, you see the Roto-Rooter sticker. Hey, Roto-Rooter's been here.
Kidding.
It's not on the disclosure. Talk to the seller, find out why they were there.
Awesome.
Usually you get once or twice, you use that blade and they clean out the line, the tree roots, they cut the tree roots out. You can do that a few times. After a few times, it's going to need to, be replaced.
Nice. So if I have I suspect I have some issues with tree roots or any system thereof because of overgrowth, etc., what's the best number to call you on?
Best number is 717-233-6144.
And John's on Facebook and evqharrisburg.com. John, as always, thanks for coming on. This is springtime. Get out as you're doing your yard maintenance. Look for these signs that John has laid out. And if you have any questions, give him a call. Have a great weekend, John.
Thanks, guys. You as well.
Interesting. So we learned a little bit more from Weed Man. We learned a little bit more from John today from EnviroQuest. Yeah. I never thought about looking on the cap for a Roto-Rooter sticker.
But, there's obviously a lot that goes into, the exterior of your home that can affect your home in general.
Right.
So keep an eye out. Now's the time, especially with all this water and whatnot. So I hear about this new system. We're in spring market now. So not only are we out there looking for, trees and weeds and shrubs, but there's a lot of us out there that are looking for a home. And with that being said, we need to get some inventory for all these buyers. So now's a great time to sell. Tell us about these systems that we have in place that is going to get their home sold, and what's it going to cost?
Well, we now have a menu of services for sellers. Sellers have always, there's a National Association of Realtors study done, and, they don't like exactly the way our commission fee structure has been. So what we've done is at brokersrealty.com, we've actually put together a menu of services. So our listing services can start as low as 0%, and they will go all the way to 3% for premium services. So here's sort of like the range of services, guys. At 0%, you're going to take the photos. We're going to put it in the multi-list for you, okay? When you get all the way up to 3%, we're going to be adding in things like virtual 3D tours, of course, the professional photographs, trip to be utilized to give away to possibly the buyer or the selling agent. We're going to be adding in different marketing things to get you more exposure for your home. And you sort of get to pick, like a la carte, what works best for you, because you may have a property where our 0% program is fantastic and it's all you need.
So from what I'm gathering here, I can get premium service, the premium real estate services,
all the bells and whistles
for 3%.
For 3%.
That's spectacular.
It is.
That's spectacular.
It is.
And with that premium service, the 3%, I'm getting a vacation.
Yep. Oh, yeah. As long as your home's priced $150,000 and up, yes.
Okay. And I'm also getting a virtual tour.
Correct.
And from my understanding, there's a possibility of aerial photos as well?
Professional photos, aerial photos, depending on what we need. So, for example, several of us were down in a beautiful home.
So what are you cutting out?
We're not cutting out. We're adding in.
So you're still going to market it too?
Oh, yeah. Full-blown, regular state-of-the-art marketing, and we're going to actually give them extra services. Certain homes really benefit because curb appeal, as we were talking about earlier, is how that home is portrayed on the internet. So us bringing in professional caliber photographers, professional videographers, professional drone pilots that can not only do aerial shots, but now we looked at a home down on the Susquehanna River this week, and we're actually wanting to do drone videos from actually coming from the Lancaster side of the river over to the York side of the river to show the home coming in.
Really?
With the drone.
And this is all part of the 3%.
Oh, yeah.
3%.
Yes, 3%.
So, I mean, you're half of what all of the quote, more than half, I should say, with because if you get the premium services, you're talking like 8% for that kind of thing.
Correct.
So, and you're doing it all for 3% to the seller.
Correct.
Which, first of all, I can attest is, what their normal services are is usually about double what your average realtor does for your home. So